Hi VC, happy Saturday, Scott Spinner here. Yeah, it's a bit pissing rain outside, got a bit golf tomorrow. So I've got 6 or 7 records here I've got over the last couple of weeks. And this album I've been wanting for a while. I was just waiting on it popping up in probably my local record shop. I did say to him to keep an eye out for it coming in. We know we can buy these off eBay or if we're desperate, but anyway, I was in a couple of weeks ago and he had a copy. And as I'm listening to 90% jazz these days, maybe watching what I'm buying really, you know. But I told me to keep it for me. I streamed it and I thought, yeah, it's a good album, but how often am I going to play it? Anyway, I think Tone Scott showed this album and said to him I nearly bought it. And he says, go right back to your shop and buy it. So it's Chicago Transport Authority, their first album in 1969. Sort of a VC staple this really. I probably didn't know it was Chicago. They had to change their name, obviously, getting sued by the local transport authority. To come out with their first album as a double is absolutely fantastic. It's a great rock, slightly psych maybe, don't know, I hate genres and names for things, but it's a fantastic album. Rock psych, recorded in '68. This is a UK first press, I think it was, from '69, on the CBS obviously. Great album, good. I will play it again. I think it cost me about £12, so there you go. Now into a wee run of jazz records. I've got not my local record shop, but there's in the next town there's a little record shop, and his stock doesn't change very often. Last time I was in, I didn't get anything, and you come away feeling guilty, I don't think he does much business. Anyway, so I've been meaning to get some Ornette Coleman, and this is The Shape of Jazz to Come, and it's on Not Music. It's probably a cheap European label. I think originally recorded on Atlantic Records, 1959. I think this is Ornette's second album, I think, for them. Quality is pretty good, you know, it's obviously off a digital source. But it's a clean record, £12, it'll do me till I get maybe something better. But I've been meaning to dive into Ornette Coleman because he's out there a wee bit in the jazz, and I like to be pushed, so yeah, it's a good album. It's nothing too heavy. Ornette Coleman on alto sax, Don Cherry on cornet. Cornet's an ice cream here. Charlie Hayden on bass and Billy Higgins on drums, so it's a great quartet and it's a real good album, so don't be scared of Ornette Coleman. £12 well spent. Next off we have Ahmed Jamal, At the Top. That's what's playing in the background. This is on Impulse. It's a UK first press in 1969. It's on the black ABC Impulse label. Yeah, it is a UK copy. So just the trio, fantastic. Ponisia Anna Revisited. It's one of the tracks on the B-side. Just try to see the other two players on the... No, he's AC. Oh, it's Ralph. No. Oh, sorry about that. Just try to find the other two players. It's a trio though. Ahmed Jamal, fantastic. Nice press, UK first press from 1969. Great piano on UK Impulse Records. Okay, next off we have Andrew Hill. This is from 1979. It's a single album, Gatefold. There's Andrew Hill there. Just Andrew Hill on piano from California with Love. Just 2 tracks with California with Love and the Reverend Dubop on the side 2. Now, this cover is really pretty off-putting. You know, you probably think it was Andrew Hill, you wouldn't want to pick it up. It's pretty poor. You know, it looks like a surf album. But the piano music is up there, and it's up there with like Keith Jarrett or Chick Corea, any of these great jazz piano players going into almost classical a little. And he's just shown off how good a pianist he is. And this is on a bit of a strange label, this Artist's House. Can't say I've seen it before. An American copy, obviously. It's not been widely released, maybe in a couple of other countries. So he says a wee bit here, Andrew. At the zenith of my Blue Note recordings, I found that fame and fortune were not my reward, but fame and poverty. This was hard to believe, for I had seen artists like Miles Davis, Maynard Ferguson, Oscar Peterson, etc. pass through Chicago. They weren't surviving but living. So he's got a bit of a bee in his bonnet. He's been skint, and his last album on Tone Poets, Passing Ships, it wasn't released till just there recently, is absolutely fantastic. So don't know what was going on there. But he basically says, like, he recorded this 78, what he listened to some prominent piano players, and he says, I must say this record is equal or superior to anything on the market. This record should give listeners many great moments. What I'm trying to paint is a picture with my music. Well, if you love solo piano music, it's probably sold less in his Blue Note. Maybe he got more money for this one though. Probably wouldn't think so. Andrew Hill. Rubbish cover. Great album from California with Love. Next off we have Ben Webster. Got this from eBay, didn't cost much. £6 plus postage or so. See you at the fair. And I no, actually quite read this. I think released in 1964. Ben Webster there. I think the music was maybe used as a background at the World Trade Fair. So it's just a quartet on Impulse Records. Again, it's a UK copy. I think, was it UK or American? Can't remember now. My Discogs seems to be down. So this is Impulse 1975, or maybe a little later. Can't remember. Fantastic album. Well, fantastic. It's Ben Webster Quartet, and I'll give you who's on it at the moment. Ben Webster tenor sax, Hank Jones piano, Roger Calloway piano, so they jump about. Calloway it was. Richard Davis bass, and Ozzie Johnson on drums. So I would say this has got its roots in like jazz. It's an easy listening jazz album. Good, yeah. Good album. Was it Impulse 65? Essential, not for sure, but if you see it for £6 or £10, for sure it's worth picking up. More in the late 50s style bebop, I would say. Good album though. Right, so Blue Note's classic series is out this week. So I've got this on Thursday. Four albums out this month. Again, there was 4 last month. I got 3. 4 out this month. I've got 1. So I'm slowing down. So this is Herbie Nichols, the prophetic Herbie Nichols Blue Note 5068 Volume 1. Herbie Nichols Prophetic Volume 2. So these were originally 2 10-inch records when Blue Note were doing, and everybody else was doing 10-inch records before the 12-inch came out. So this Volume 1 and 2, it's only on a single album. It's a trio. Herbie Nichols is one of those quite obscure characters in Blue Note jazz. He done one 12-inch album after this, and then I think he done an album for Bethlehem, it might have been, and he done a few side work things. Brilliant piano player. So this recording was from 1955 to 1956, and this is the only gatefold in the classic series. I just think so they could get everything in. 2 LPs worth. So it's, I mean, there's a lot of tracks on it. There's like maybe 6 tracks on side 1 and the same on side 2. So we have Art Blakey on drums here and Al McKibben on bass. Herbie Nichols, Volumes 1 and 2. Prophetic Herbie Nichols. So last off we have, now it wouldn't be, I've got to have a box set up there, and this is Electric Muse, the story of folk into rock. It includes The Chieftains, The Dubliners, Fairport Convention, Roy Harper, Lindisfarne, John Martin, Ralph McTell, Pentangle, Steel Eye Span and Traffic. 4 albums, absolutely fantastic. And you've got four LPs inside, which are slightly different cover, on the same theme, and the labels just like a book. St. Island Records. And there's lots of other folk people on this. You've got Bear Jansch, who I think I'm playing at the end of this, Shirley Collins, Davy Graham, there's a Traffic track on this, Roy Harper, did we say that? Ralph McTell, Albion Country Band. There's lots on the 4 LPs, really nice condition, from 1975 this box. Really enjoying it. Just the box again. So got this in my local record shop, £30. Hardly been played. I will have to give it a clean, I forgot to clean it. So fantastic addition to my folk LPs. And now last, just quickly show you some books. Everybody's shown this now. James Griffiths, his book on Squeeze, he was secretly doing, didn't tell us. James, fantastic. I'm in the middle of 2 books at the moment, so I've just read the initial beginnings. There's James Griffiths here. Fantastic knowledge on music, James. Everybody knows James, so great book. Big book. No pictures. guess it was too expensive to license some pictures, but great book, covered by John Bellamy, I think, and yeah, and even our wee friend Richard McCook gets a wee mention in here for doing a bit of data work for him. So I'm really looking forward to this, James. Reading this now, Love Supreme by who? By Ashley Can. Bought this second hand. It's fallen to bits. £3. Amazon or somewhere, I don't know. But it's a great book. It's obviously I'm obsessed by John Coltrane at the moment, and so great book. And I was halfway through this book, The House of Train, the house that Train built, Impulse Records. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that a little. I'll catch you around. Bye then. Cheers, VC.